Are you ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain. I can't hear you. Aye, aye, Captain. Oh, I can do anything because I know nothing. Lack of experience never stopped me. I got a TV show, so just bluffing. Make believe you're watching, and I know you'll agree. The Patrick Show is all my imagination. Because my head is empty, I can fill it with cheese. Ice cream and syrup and marbles and bloopers. There's just one thing I can't find, and that is my keys. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. It's like we got a white Valentine's Day this year. It's another reason why we need to preserve winter by hopping aboard the Cap Ice hype train. I got an earlier video about it. Cap Ice search engine. It's a thing I made up for a 50-100 Earth reunion, but I also want it to become a real thing. In the end, we'll make a fortune out of it and use it for good. Help the rest of the earth. Oh yeah, so yeah, you know what I really, so yeah, Valentine's Day. It's a great time to talk about the people, friends, and characters you love. And the enemies you love to hate. Yeah, really my family. I love my mom. She's always a good Mother Linda is always a good mom who gives me guidance, and I really should listen to her more often. So yeah, I'm here to talk about another really thing I love, the Patrick Star Show and the presence of Squidina Star. Patrick Star Show reintroduced a new character, Squidina Star, who is previously seen in SpongeBob SquarePants. And she went to the moon with SpongeBob, Sandy, and Pearl and Goons on the Moon, which I think could be a sequel to Mooncation. And she was also working at the Goofy Goober in the Goofy Newbie when she told Patrick that, when she got annoyed with Patrick trying every single free sample and then wanting to have combinations of the flavors. We got a sample mooch at the counter. Oh yeah, so I probably heard before. Yeah, I think Squidina. I probably told you before this. Yeah, I think Squidina Star is the best part of the Patrick Star Show, and the greatest part is, yeah, Squidina Star is. Yeah, I love Squidina because she's exactly the type of character that Jill Talley needed to play. Because she has a much shorter resume of voice acting than her husband Tom Kenny, who's acted in, I guess, about half of every American cartoon. From the Powerpuff Girls to Adventure Time, Finn and Jake, and Rocko's Modern Life. He and the many more. Maybe Rocko's Modern Life. For Wolf is yellow. Maybe that's why Tom Kenny says he tends to play a lot of sweet yellow characters. SpongeBob isn't the only one. And, I should look into that. Maybe there's more yellow animated characters he plays that like Heifer or SpongeBob. Yeah. Squidina is exactly the type of character Jill Talley needed to play for two reasons. One, so that Jill Talley could have her own main character to play in the SpongeBob universe who has the potential to be just as entertaining and memorable and iconic as SpongeBob himself. I mean, they both know Patrick, and SpongeBob and Squidina appear to be friends in Goons on the Moon, so if that's only something in common. And the second reason is because Sandy Cheeks is the only. Because before we had Squidina in the Patrick Star Show, Sandy Cheeks was the most prominent female character the show had because she is because Sandy's the most prominent female character, yet she's I mean, I take no issue with being a tomboy, but I do take issue with it, with the fact that she's a land creature when SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, and Mr. Krabs are all sea creatures, which sadly it's the fortunate coincidence of her being girl being outsider from the rest of the boys. It's like Spike being outsider as a dragon when Twilight Sparkle and Rainbow Dash are ponies. Twilight Sparkle, Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, Rarity, Elf-Tech, Fluttershy. Female ponies and one male dragon with a female voice actor. Now, I don't think I wouldn't declare SpongeBob SquarePants outright sexist just for having a female character who's a tomboy and not a sea creature like the other main characters. But I am very concerned how Carolyn Lawrence may feel about this. About being the most appearing female, but being a token land creature among sea creatures. Of course, she doesn't really, it's good that nothing terrible has happened to her in the last 20 years. I would want to cause her to leave her job. She had a really fun time playing Sandy Cheeks and Cindy Vortex and World Roll, but I still want to give her more animated television roles. Because she and Cyrene and Irwin don't have that many compared to Jill Talley and Lori Allen. I thought it would be a funny idea if Carolyn Lawrence got to. I think she should. Back in 2017, I thought she should have gotten to play Party Favorite's twin brother who broke without a cutie mark. Yes, I wanted Party Favorite to be a new element of harmony. I want him to join the main six, be the male pony with the male voice actor, unlike Spike. I thought Party Favorite would have been great as the missing green element of harmony, the element of empathy. Well, Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash. Go back to Sandy. But yeah, Carolyn Lawrence. Now, Carolyn Lawrence has never, in all the interviews I've seen Carolyn Lawrence, she never actually said that she doesn't like being the only girl there, and she wants SpongeBob to have new female characters who are not to language like Sandy. But maybe she did say that at one point. And Jennie Monica, Jennie Monica, she was this new woman working on the show who became an associate producer in the middle of season 7. And then she got promoted to line producer at the beginning of season 8, and then she got to be a producer with major billing in the opening credits ever since the middle of season 8. And she was also a co-executive producer for Camp Coral on the Patrick Star Show. But yeah, I'm sure Carolyn Lawrence at one point did have some concerns about wanting SpongeBob SquarePants to have more regularly appearing female characters who are sea creatures. And my mom and I believe that Jennie Monica was the leader of this initiative because we got Mall Girl Pearl with a few of Pearl's a lot of people focus on Mall Girl Pearl, which said Pearl and teenage friends and teenage friends. One of whom got to be Aubrey Plaza. She was really terrific as the goth girl, and she worked for this cool lady, talented Betty White. And also, of course, there was Girls' Night Out when Sandy, Pearl, and Mrs. Puff were. When Sandy, Pearl, and Mrs. Puff all had a Girls' Night Out. So they could all have a break together from the Boys in the Lives, SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs, and Karen. When SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs, and Plankton, right? Oh wait, I got that wrong. Yeah, away from SpongeBob. Yes, Sandy, Mrs. Puff, and Karen were all together in Girls' Night Out to have a night out away from SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs, and Plankton, and then Pearl joins them in Cabin in the Kelp, but she also brings SpongeBob along as a prank. And yeah, some new minor recurring characters we got are Lady Uppington and Helen the Felon, but they made more progress with female. I know they've made more progress with female inclusion than that because in the Camp Coral spinoff, Kate Higgins got to play the English stuff of Sailor Mercury, got to play Narlene, and they just think there's something really funny about Sailor Mercury talking in Sandy, talking in the. It's about hearing Sailor Mercury trying to speak about. I think it's something really hilarious about the talented, about that smart and studious Sailor Mercury, who, as a character, is a lot like Sandy Cheeks, but shares all percentages with Sandy Cheeks. But now there's something really hilarious about hearing Sailor Mercury doing a goofy Southern accent similar to Sandy Cheeks, but also playing a hillbilly character who has the smarts of Sandy. That's why I think Narlene. We got to see her in the original in the main SpongeBob series in Something Gnarly This Way Comes, but I'd love to see her again in another SpongeBob episode with Sandy. That'd be terrific. So yeah, I'm really happy for it. And then of course, yeah, Squidina. She was in season. She didn't have much to do, and she had something to do in in Goons on the Moon and the Goofy Newbie. And here's my 2 cents on the topic of Squidina. I think, yeah, maybe in my opinion, Jill Talley. My theory is that Jill Talley wanted, like I stated before, Jill Talley wanted to have wished she had a new main character to play in SpongeBob or a spin-off of SpongeBob with Patrick, who could become just as iconic as SpongeBob and Patrick are. And I remember what Stephen Hillenburg said back in 2009 on TBI. Patrick, the show is about SpongeBob and how he interacts with other characters. Patrick by himself might be a bit too much, but at the request of Jill Talley, he introduced Squidina and Goons on the Moon and the Goofy Newbie to subtly implant the seeds for someone who to have it so that Jill Talley could play a new character who could keep Patrick grounded, or at least try to, amidst all the chaos, and that's what makes the Patrick Star Show work as a show. Squidina Star is a child genius who's also the voice of reason amongst the chaos of Patrick, and some other characters that have worked in the Patrick Star Show. Cecil Star, Bunny Star, Grandpet Star. They all prove that the character dynamics that Patrick has with his imaginary talk show family, that could work just as well as a show as how SpongeBob interacts with other characters, except that Stephen Hillenburg and Jill Talley knew that, and Bill Fagerbakke knew that the Patrick Star Show needed 2 core elements to work instead of 1 core element like SpongeBob, right? I mean, Patrick and Squidina are essentially like they both have different opposing parts of SpongeBob's personality, right? Patrick is the stupidity, the immaturity, and Squidina is the adorable, naive, but still somewhat intelligent side of SpongeBob. It's always annoying when SpongeBob and Patrick gang up on Squidward and then they're just 2 of the same character. Fagerbakke told me all about that in his core theory about when Patrick works as an antagonist. And yeah, I think that I don't like Camp Coral because I know it's just Camp Lazlo underwater, and it's even just with a surface level knowledge of Camp Lazlo, only having seen several episodes myself, I know who each of the 6 main SpongeBob characters are. I haven't seen SpongeBob on the Run, so I don't really know how they introduced Camp Coral. But it is kind of frustrating how, like, when Clancy Brown said Mr. Krabs doesn't own a restaurant yet, it contradicts the backstory we've had for 10 years that, Mr. Krabs entered the square. He's had the Krusty Krab for at least 50 years. And since his restaurant is like 117 years old, when it was it could have had a much longer time as the Rusty Krab, and Squidward and Mr. Krabs already worked at the Krusty Krab long before SpongeBob. along, right? It's Jim, and then there was that nameless fish that Squidward only remembers as not Spongebob. But yeah, I know who the 6 main characters in SpongeBob are. How they're similar to Camp Laszlo characters. SpongeBob is Laszlo, obviously, because they're the title characters. Patrick is Raj. Squidward is Slinkman. Mr. Krabs is Lumpus. Sandy is SpongeBob is Laszlo, obviously. Patrick is Clam. Squidward is Slinkman. Mr. Krabs is Scoutmaster Lumpus. Sandy is Raj, and Plankton is Edward. Well, yeah, I mean, since Joe Murray, who created Camp Laszlo, since he worked on early Nickelodeon with Doug Lawrence and Tom Kenny, and creating Rocko's Modern Life, and they both star Carlos Alazraqui as a title character, Rocko and Laszlo. I guess I don't blame Nickelodeon's executives like Brian Robbins for wanting to make their own spiritual successor to Camp Laszlo with SpongeBob characters. But I don't think it's really great, and I guess although to give it credit, the most interesting episodes of Camp Coral are, I mean, not really interesting because it tries to lump all the gang characters we know together. Well, at least they appear more, well, this is weird, but at least it's more fun seeing them interact, seeing them come together on rare occasions in SpongeBob, like when Sandy's has some storylines with Plankton, Mr. Krabs, or Squidward, but yeah, I guess if I had to give Camp Coral credit for anything, I do think the most interesting episodes are the ones that do introduce some new characters, like most of the episodes with Narlene, who just when Narlene and Nog just hang out there and they're not really campers at the camp, I mean, they appear more often, but it doesn't really feel like I could shoehorn all the same SpongeBob characters together. But yeah, there are some new characters there. Like the episodes with Narlene and Nobby, the episode with that mysterious, that Halloween cabin that only comes out at night. Those serious Halloween creatures like that Nosferatu type who's always in black, who doesn't have any color. I also like the one with the one where Brad Garrett played the Kraken, who was a stand-up comedian, Wise Kraken, and the 13th episode of Camp Coral. Yes, I've seen all 13 episodes. There was, it was pretty cool seeing the Flying Dutchman and get her rolling in Camp Coral for that, the Halloween episode of Camp Coral with the, Are You Afraid of the Dork? Yeah. Really funny. You'll never guess, you'll probably never guessed the ironic just ending, how Patrick and SpongeBob beat him. It's hilarious. That's all I can tell. It's going to be really funny now when someone how to do it. But yeah, I really prefer the Patrick Star Show over Camp Coral because it actually has more focus and emphasis on interactions with new characters. It has a new main cast with at least with all its voice actors who are not new. Most of them have been working since the beginning of SpongeBob. Have been working as voice actors since the beginning of SpongeBob, or shortly thereafter it. Cree Summer and Dana Snyder are new, and Thomas Wilson, he's been in several SpongeBob episodes. He's played Patrick's real dad before I'm Was Stupid, and he's also played multiple guest characters like Telltale Strangler and Tony Fast. But yeah, I love the Patrick Star Show because, Patrick Star is no longer the second fiddle to SpongeBob, which is good because he's been taking lots of fiddle lessons. The fiddle lessons will finally pay off as he gets to be the first fiddle in this talk show, and that also goes for Jill. And in real life, that also goes for Jill Talley. She gets to have, when she gets as the voice of Squidina, she gets to play as the newly appointed voice of Squidina. She gets to be main character in the show and have her own spotlight to shine away from Tom Kenny, who plays SpongeBob. you know, and it's really nice that, and it's really true, and it's really a testament to how talented Jill Talley is that, you know, in her most, when her most memorable roles before this point are in the Boondocks and then, you know, read aloud the Monty House. I think it's really the terrific thing about Squidina, apart from the fact that she has potential to be as memorable and as iconic as Spongebob in 10 years. Or even 5 years, actually, yeah. 5 years, because that's how long it took for SpongeBob SquarePants to get a theatrical movie. Yeah, Squidina has the potential to be as talented and iconic as SpongeBob SquarePants, and definitely, and I know she's destined to be that. And you know, that's a great rebel Patrick Star show. You know, that Patrick has his own female called Squidina, which I definitely want to have for SpongeBob on its 25th anniversary in 2024. I want to introduce a new character to season 15, Zoe Fisher, played by Tabitha St. Germain, who will be a friend of SpongeBob's from Poseidon Elementary School. Who's, you know, she becomes a new employee of the Krusty Krab when Mr. Krabs is either recommended or forced to hire a new employee to get service done faster. And yeah, Zoe Fisher is going to be the new female lead for SpongeBob, the way Squidina was for the Patrick Star show. And you know, Zoe Fisher is really she's really commanding, and she's a good cook. Just all the things Mr. Krabs looks for in a new employee. Have a strong work ethic like him and SpongeBob. Why?
Yo, put on a jacket and shovel the snow when you're done.
Okay, I'll do that, Nicholas. Yeah, Camp Coral and Patrick Star Show have both been renewed through 26 episodes. I'm not sure where they will go from there, but I definitely hope the Patrick Star Show at least gets to go on for at least 3 to 5 seasons and outlive Camp Coral for Squidina. Please do it for Squidina. Please do it for Jill Talley. And yeah, everybody take it up with Jennie Monica and Carolyn Lawrence and Jill Talley and the senior executive vice president of Nickelodeon, who's currently a woman, and I'm sure they'd love to pitch for Zoe Fisher. Started since season 15, you know, some redeeming character who's not another different kind of sea creature, and who's a fish just like any other, who's shaped just like any other background fish. That would be an interesting base. But yeah, the reason why Zoe is stuck working with SpongeBob is because she got kicked out of her own family restaurant for being too bossy, which is a shame because he's really good at applying his talent to the Krusty Krab, and she keeps, you know, learning how to keep Squidward and Mr. Krabs in line and demanding Mr. Krabs treat SpongeBob and Squidward fairly and give them, I guess, work event that they deserve.